Hello, everybody. We're back. Hi. I've got a beverage. It is my favorite brewery, Phillips Brewery. They should sponsor me because I'm just going to keep talking about their shit anyway.
True.
So, Pina Colada Cloudy Pineapple Wheat Ale.
Penis colada.
Yeah. I've had this before. Tastes a lot like pineapple.
But
Mhm.
what about the colada?
There's a bit of colada in there. All right. So I talked about Disney World. Or at least the first day of Disney World. The second day of theme park shit, we did Universal Studios, Orlando. Started talking about that a little bit. One of the first areas we checked out was the Marvel Comics area, and it's like, oh yeah, I was gonna say 65% of the attractions and areas there are like Universal doesn't own this. Like, what?
That's true.
They had, yeah, it was so weird. Like, there was like a Meet Shrek area that we didn't want to wait for that one. It was only like every hour or something. We were on the way somewhere else. And there was like, I have some videos of my phone of me just like mocking different things like, that's not Universal. That's not, like, but yeah, the Marvel Comics area, it's like, okay, they clearly licensed this out in the 90s.
Yep.
And so we went on like the Spider-Man ride. It was called the Amazing Spider-Man something something. We did the express lane because we had the stupid expensive thing, to skip the lines. And since everyone could buy it, there was also a line for they got it through much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't no line like the Disney World Fast Pass shit. Or single rider shit also, but it was definitely like, yeah, I would not want to be waiting in a huge line, especially after experiencing Universal Studios and just how like really lame so much of it is. The Amazing Spider-Man ride was one of those.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was like kind of like it was like you put on 3D glasses. You were in it was like part virtual, part real. So you were like actually riding around in a physical space, but there were like
also a screen
screens and
yeah.
stuff. And it was cool. And there, different villains flying around that he was fighting. And then it's like, oh, one's a fire villain. And then a bit of fire comes out. You're like, I feel the heat. Or like, oh, I got splashed. Like kind of, so it was fun. And it was cheesy. And it was very like 90s Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And like the whole, the line to get there, the architecture of that was like so embarrassingly outdated. Where it wasn't just 90s, it was like, so you were in basically what was supposed to be like the Daily Bugle, the Daily Bulge, and on
Yeah, I was gonna say, I believe it's pronounced bulge.
Mm-hmm. And on like each of their doors, like you see like Jonah Jameson. Oh, this is Peter Parker's, and you're just going through the lineup.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, you can see the photos developing in the dark room
Thanks,
that Peter
Bruno.
was taking. And
Appreciate it.
so like nerdy dumb shit. The font on the doors was Comic Sans. It was like,
Yeah.
ew.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was like so weirdly, embarrassingly dated, but it was fun because I don't know, like I'm a '90s baby. I'm still a baby.
I'm a 2000s baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so like it was nostalgic for me, but at the same time I was like, Universal Studios isn't exactly advertising themselves as a retro theme park.
No.
But that's really what it is. That's really what we're getting here. And so yeah, a lot of that. I did Doctor Doom's Fearfall, and my boyfriend was too chicken, so I went on it by myself. Because it shoots you up very fast, and he doesn't like that, apparently. He's fine with, like, roller coasters and stuff, but I don't know. The falling thing, I don't know. He doesn't like it. We did the Skull Island Reign of Kong ride. So Peter Jackson's King Kong based.
Sweet.
And basically you're in a safari vehicle that holds like 40 people, like a safari tour vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a, you know, it's like a thing on a track. It's not a real safari tour vehicle, obviously. And you have 3D glasses, and there's screens on both side, and you're moving through a real physical. I don't know. I don't remember if we were moving forward or if it was just shaking and the screen implied that we were moving forward. I don't remember. But either way, I was on the very far left edge.
So like
and
the opposite of you politically.
And I could see the top and bottom of the screen on the left-hand side, and it was very not immersive. I'm
Yes,
like,
I could see that.
you should have less seating capacity if this is going to be something that happens.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, oh yeah, we were moving through a physical space because there was a real animatronic at one point. But yeah, it was kind of lame. It was kind of lame, really janky animation because it was like CG from not just the time where it was like
probably wasn't made this year.
Yeah, it was like Peter Jackson's King Kong, but much worse than the movie. It was like they really didn't. It wasn't the same team that worked on the movie very clearly. Like it felt like weirdly sped up when like King Kong was running around. It was like ugh. It was kind of embarrassing. There was a Naomi Watts character that clearly was not Naomi Watts, and that was funny.
Sad.
Yeah, not cool. The Spider-Man one was much better. It was really lame. And
Hey, you.
hi, friend.
Over here.
Murder. Murder.
Hey! Hey! Over here!
Uh-oh.
They goat. It did not taste good.
Over here! Help!
Hey, could use a hand over here.
Hey! Over here!
I don't have a repair tool. Sorry. Bye bye.
Gotta go.
I could use a hand here.
I am inverted arrow, but barely.
Now, what I don't remember if this was something that was communicated when I bought the tickets. Maybe they did. Maybe it wasn't like exactly specifically communicated. But anyway, what sucked about Universal Studios and the Fast Pass, or whatever they called it, is the coolest roller coasters. So the new Jurassic Park one, I don't know how new it was. There was a Jurassic Park roller coaster and I think a Harry Potter roller coaster. I don't remember, but there were two of them. Hagrid's Magical Motorbike, I think, and Velocicoaster. And you get there, they're like, oh, we don't do Fast Pass on this line.
Oh,
I'm like,
get out of here.
well, fuck. And so we thought, like, okay, we'll just come back later. But unfortunately, it was just, like, so late in the day that... And it was a miserable... Like, oh, I guess I'll tell the full story. But yeah, so we thought we'll just come back later, and we wound up not, for reasons I'll explain later. So that sucked. But whatever, it was just a roller coaster. It didn't... I've done roller coasters before. And it didn't seem like it was, like, all that crazy. But, there was one that we went to because it was just, like, right there. It's like, Fast Pass, whatever. It's like, you know, we can just go through this, see what it's like.
Fuck. If you knew where I was supposed to go, why didn't you just
I'll explain in a second.
Jason, don't get your knickers in a twist. I'm not
My
playing
what in a
bloody
twist?
game, you are. I'm just a spectator.
Pardon me, sir?
I expect a good
Your
show,
weird
eh?
milky eyes.
Get out of the way.
Well, no.
Nice for Zona.
Listen, You ready for this? Listen to this now. Imagine, consider if you will, this monumental testament to irony. Bloody jacket. Former special unit.
Nice for soda.
You know, to try and find like lost treasure and riches to feed their empire. But the wankers don't realise that
Velocicoaster is a sick name.
they're
I'll
building
give
a
it
bloody
that.
thing right over the fucking stuff they're looking for. Well, come on, ask me. What are they looking for? Fuck.
Pussy.
No.
I should cane you for that. I really should. But you know what I won't? I'll cane Keith instead. Thereafter,
long as you get to cane someone.
fucking Yang. This flagship that used to belong to this.
I think there was a single rider line on the Velocicoaster, but I think either they had the wait time for that too and it was still long
Including
because there were so many people doing it, or we could see the end of the single rider line and we thought like, no way, because it's still like, I think I remember the single rider line was also just packed. I think that's why we didn't do that.
I'm gonna kill that motherfucker.
Anyway, there was one that we just went to called Poseidon's Fury,
Ooh,
and it was
mythical.
yeah, and so it's like okay, not based on a movie or anything. It's just okay, the concept of Poseidon, and
And not based on a movie, just Greek gods.
Yeah.
How boring.
yeah, Greek gods are getting banned off Twitch every day.
Is that a thing?
It's a person who got banned recently. I don't know if they're back.
Was he asking for it?
Yeah,
Was he showing pussy?
yeah. How do I get in there? Reach the submarine. Oh, we can go up here. And it was like everything that we did at Disney World where we thought this is for babies turned out to be like pretty cool and also like yeah, it's okay for kids, but adults could enjoy too. This was just so exclusively for babies and it was so upsetting. Because it was just so fucking lame. It was
Now, would you say that you entered the baby zone?
yes.
Okay.
So
Just to paint a picture.
it was essentially it wasn't a ride. It was like a LARPing theatrical experience that took place over the course of so there's like 3 or 4 different rooms, I guess, and there's a tour guide. And he's like just a really shitty actor who's like, whoa, the lights are flashing. It could be Poseidon trying to tell us something. And
Well,
then
maybe it was Poseidon trying
what's
to tell
written
you
on
something.
the wall? Oh, it's just like, and there's no seating. We're all standing, and it's like the whole thing happens for like 20 minutes, and it's just like you stand there waiting, watching this like terrible actor. And just like this, it was an absolutely miserable experience. And I was just like, I was so unhappy, and my feet were sore, and I went to sit somewhere. It was just like, yeah, it was absolutely miserable. And
That's
nice
sad.
Molotov, bub. You actually hurting me? I'm in the water. I'm in the
Well-
water, okay? Keep throwing them. Whatever,
I
I'm in
mean-
the water.
All right.
Keep at it. Oh, somebody's shooting me with bullets now. This is a funny little hack and cheat I've got going on.
Just be a water boy. Adam Sandler style.
I've got fire too. Nope. Nope.
The Water Boy. Adam Sandler's best movie?
This is very funny, actually.
Waterboy 1, You Don't Mess with the Zohan 2, Uncut Gems 3, Punch Drunk Love 4. Jack and Jill 5. The definitive Adam Sandler movie rankings.
This guy's such a turd.
Well, then shoot him in the face about it.
There we go.
Like that. What
Really?
about Click? Did I stutter?
I'm stealthing.
Stealthing.
Okay, I gotta use something other than my bow and arrow now.
That's too bad. You're on a real roll.
Oh! I have 1 arrow. Yeah.
You have a Broken Arrow starring John Travolta.
So it was like, yeah, it was unbelievably LARPy, unbelievably lame and outdated and just like fake and like boring. And like, there seemed to be like a weird. So we did the Monsters Inc. thing at Disney World, and they were like, they had a great understanding of like how to interact with children, and like it was fun and playful and like humorous.
And a little bit racist.
A little bit racist. Those were the people writing text in the booth.
Yeah.
They had, yeah. And at Universal, there was like a weird disconnect of like what, like it seemed like they didn't understand how a child's mind worked. So there are parts of the show that like clearly scripted for the show that they do with like every guest that comes in. You know, you can tell it's like a part of their routine where, you know, he'll like be like, "Oh, what's your name, little boy?" He'll be Brandon. He'll say, "Let's go, Brandon." No, he didn't say that.
Wait a minute.
He didn't say that.
Hold on. I don't know if that happened.
No.
I wish it did, but
but he would have this like the kid's like, I don't know, 6, 7,
Too old.
4.
Getting there.
And
Getting into the
there
sweet
was like a
spot.
part of the show. Let's see. I think I. Oh yeah. So he would get the kid's name, and then like there would be a part of the show where it's like, oh, we're trapped in here forever. We're all gonna die, and then he would say, you shouldn't laugh at that, Andrew. That's not funny. And it's like obvious to everyone that it's sarcasm, but like if I were a kid and someone said that to me, especially in front of a crowd,
Yeah, sure.
like that would be like I would be like,
You'd be like, oh shit.
I might not like cry.
Yeah, but you'd
But
be
I,
like
I
put
wouldn't.
off.
I would feel uncomfortable
Yeah.
about it, And also saying like, "Oh, we're all gonna die. There's no way back to your world." And like, I could hear during this, like, from within earshot in different directions, multiple parents being, "It's okay. It's not real." And it's just like, yeah, like it's several parts during the show. I'm like, you don't even. This is clearly for babies, but it's not.
It's for babies, but it's bad for
it's
babies.
bad for yeah, it's intentionally for babies, but it's bad at doing that.
Yeah.
And so the adults are just left there like fucking miserable, and everyone's sad. Like no one's enjoying it.
Everyone's sad.
Yeah, like it was just nobody enjoyed it. Nobody enjoyed it. It was like a room full of people just being like, "Wow, why does this ride exist?" It's just like, okay, like I guess they don't want to spend money like doing new things at this theme park, even though this one's clearly not working. Yeah, so that was kind of embarrassing and went on forever and was just like miserable for nobody enjoyed it. 0 people enjoyed that one. Like it was absolutely embarrassing.
Poor batting
It was called
average for that
Poseidon's Fury. So if you love feeling like shit, go to that one. Like honestly. And my boyfriend was just
what
like,
I'm hearing.
Adam, no, just like pretend you're like a kid. I'm like, if I would hate this as a kid. Like this is like, yeah, everybody. He was kind of ironically just like kind of giving me shit about it because I was very so clearly miserable the entire time,
Uh-huh.
and I think he was just kind of enjoying that. After that, I went on a ride. So there's a section of the park that's like Dr. Seuss land or whatever. I was like, gotta do Cat in the Hat, but it's not the movie. It's not the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat. It's like the old cartoon Dr. Seuss, 90s straight to VHS, whatever. Like
Yeah.
I don't remember. Those designs, and you're basically on like a little similar to some of the Disney rides. You're on like a little 4-person vehicle, but this one's like obviously on a track, whereas the Disney ones seem more modernized.
Yeah.
This one's like on a like really rickety track, and it was just like this hasn't been updated in forever, and it legitimately felt like things were gonna fall on me, not because it was intentional from the ride, but because it just felt like this is nobody's maintaining this. Like this feels dangerous. Like this looks so old, and it just it was like disgustingly. In like in movies where they have a character and they arrive at like a theme park and it's like this is really bad, and it's a part of the joke where it's like they're stuck at a bad theme park.
Yeah.
That was like that ride.
This was
where it was
that?
like the shittiest animatronics and like just the worst audio quality and like like nothing about it worked, and it was just so embarrassing.
Snack.
And it was like it was like one of the most embarrassing things ever.
I cover
that
some
was
ground.
Yeah, just so dated, so cringe.
One thing that I always find amusing is that, like,
Oh fuck!
a good boy. I'll let this play out and then get back to my thing.
I'm doing the Monster Mash.
It's a graveyard smash. Like Coney Island advertised, like, we have the oldest wooden roller coaster in North America. I'm like, is that a selling point?
Yeah.
That sounds scary.
We have the least modern. We have the oldest safety standards.
Yeah, this was built in the 1910s. Cool?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Jason, channel Indy. Bet I could press that seal.
Or you could club that seal and turn it into tartar, and Adam could eat it.
So
It worked!
So at Disney World, different like beer, drink, cocktail stands just scattered throughout in Hollywood studios. Nowhere to drink in Magic Kingdom.
That's the baby zone.
We get to Universal thinking like, oh yeah, this will be like more accessible for adults. Like this is like a thing. And so we come across there's like a thing that says Backwater Bar. I'm like, oh sweet, they're advertising that this is like a bar, and it is, but they were like 1 drink per person. Like literally, like that's the limit. And it's
Well,
like,
surely
okay.
you brought your fake mustache.
And they were really, really small drinks, like 2 unbelievably small cocktails that we got for $30 and it was like, like that's similar prices to the fucking the Europea for cocktails, and these are shit,
Yeah.
So that was dumb. We went on the
Up.
scripted.
Nice jump, asshole. No, that was... You were supposed to get over that. You did a bad job.
Incredible Hulk roller coaster we did. We had to put our stuff in a fucking locker. That was annoying. And it was, it was a fun roller coaster. It was just really short. And again, the lineup getting into it. We used the fast pass, but like the architecture, the design, it was like, this is dated. Like this is like the most, like really 90s comic book shit. And it's like, sure, if you advertise your park as a retro park, then cool.
Yeah, but I don't really think it's supposed to be.
There's some rich asshole in charge of Universal Studios who is very stubborn. And he's like, what? There's nothing wrong with any of this. They'll love it. They'll love it because I tells them to love it.
Lawrence Universal?
Yeah. Mr. Universe. So yeah, Incredible Hulk ride, fine. It's it's just over before you know it. It's just like you start... I was kind of like in a trance. I was kind of like zoned out going through this roller coaster.
Is
like,
it because of all the drugs you were on?
Maybe.
Jury's out. Okay.
And so we stopped to get a bite to eat. At Disney World there was, a lot of little spots you could get a thing to eat, don't have to necessarily sit down at a place. But it was kind of difficult finding places like that at Universal. And so the nice thing about Universal is the 2 parks are like literally right next to each other, which
as God intended.
It's like, oh, it's easier to walk there. You don't have to bus. But then by the end of the day, we were like, why isn't that just 1 park? It felt like 1 park's worth of shit, really. Yeah, there's a Harry Potter ride that is a train between parks also, which is
cute.
Yeah, we did that at the end of the day. But anyway, there was no like it was difficult to find like themed. There wasn't, as far as I could tell, there wasn't like a Harry Potter restaurant or like a Marvel like maybe there was, but I couldn't find it or something. But anyway, we wound up grabbing a bite and a drink at Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville.
Hell yes.
And I just was
was
just like,
Jimmy there?
No, but his music was.
Excellent.
How do I, Sonics, what do I do here? Don't say door.
Sonics.
What do I do to
Sonics,
get up there?
listen to me.
Find a solution
Sonics?
to reach the trip. Maybe I go underwater.
Say door. Say the door.
I probably go underwater, actually.
Sonics.
Oh, here we are. Never mind. Figure it out.
Sonics. Say the door.
Come on. Oops. What the? What did that do?
It raised the water.
Did it? Oh, no, it made it so I could swim through here. And then I can break another thing to raise the water. Anyway, so I was like, okay, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. This is a novelty. This is just an artist known for like 2 food-related songs or something. One of them is Margaritaville. One of them's Cheeseburger in Paradise. And his name almost sounds like buffet.
and literally has restaurants named both of those things.
Yeah. And
Which
so
is
I was like,
hilarious.
yeah, I mean, because if those are your hits, you're pretty much obligated to put your name on a restaurant. Someone will tell you they're
Certainly.
going to give you $1 million to do it, and you'd be an idiot not to do it.
$1 million.
Right? So you're probably getting royalties off of like every food purchase. You'd be an idiot if you were Jimmy Buffett and didn't do that, right? Are Jimmy Buffett fans called parrot heads?
They sure are, Adam.
Why?
Because, look, you're going to hear a lot of things from a lot of different people, but Jimmy has a tropical style vibe to him, and who ruled the tropics for longer than the pirates?
I'd imagine
who's
everyone
the pirate's favorite pet, a parrot.
I'd imagine everyone who listens to Jimmy Buffett wears Hawaiian shirts.
I think you're required by law to be between the ages of 60 and 70 and wear Hawaiian shirts to be a Jimmy Buffett fan.
Yeah.
Or be inverted arrow, apparently.
You don't know that they're not a 60 to 70-year-old wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Well, the nudes I've been sent suggest otherwise, but
okay.
Maybe I'm a poor judge.
All right. So yeah, we spent a long time at Margaritaville, sitting there without getting our drinks or food because the server at the bar didn't know what a Nexus was.
Good. Good.
And I saw him fumbling. He took my ID and then like went through like a book of like ID. Like he's like. There was like a book of acceptable IDs, like a physical like flip through. Like what? He was like looking through it for like 10 minutes and like.
Well, you're leaving a trail of human breadcrumbs, mate.
Then he like went to the back and disappeared with my ID. I was like, I hope he doesn't just.
I don't
take
think
it.
I'm getting my identification back.
Yeah.
I don't have your knife. All right.
So he found a manager or something. I don't know, but he seemed like a nice guy. It was just like I guess they're kind of strict about that thing in the theme parks, so
yeah,
you just had to figure out what the fuck was going on.
The only thing I found was this ring. I bet it fits on the compass.
Oh, I don't know. Go on, stick it in then.
I will stick it in. Oh, it did magic!
This is some magical shit.
My heart's a flutter in anticipation.
He is not impressed by magic. Wow. You are stoic.
Oh, mate. I just know where you're headed.
Eventually we get the margarita flight because we're at Margaritaville.
Sure.
And it was decent for what it was. It wasn't amazing. It was just like, oh, these are, different kinds. One was like watermelon and one was berry or something. Sorry, burry.
Thank you.
Burry.
Strawberry, raspberry.
Boys and burry.
Traveling
String together multiple
Wilburys.
takedowns. 10 XP. I don't give a shit.
Snosbury. Corey, Story, Allegory, Montessori.
Ooh.
Nope, Ari Kashir.
Twice as many items when skinning animals? I have to do that one. Yeah. Ooh, I should do that one next.
Get multiple takedowns. It was too late. Whatever you said.
Sorry. Look at my tats.
Pretty sick. Can't be buried in a Jewish graveyard. Hope they're worth it.
Sorry. That's the plan. So we order the margarita flight. Fine for what it was. But it was still kind of just like, coming from Disney World, you're in Star Wars land and all the Coke and Sprite bottles look like Star Wars things, like those little grenade pouches or something, like little Star Wars drinks. But then you go to Universal, it's like you're at Margaritaville. There's Jimmy Buffett.
Ah! Now you're in Margaritaville.
I mean, this is the best way to get alligator skins.
It is. You gotta be the bait.
You're in here with me.
You're in here with me. I am the Gator Master.
So yeah, like Margaritaville and like just like there was like a Hard Rock Cafe and like a Starbucks. I'm like, this isn't
all the hits.
Yeah, it doesn't feel. It doesn't have the same. Disney World, they're like trying to bring you to another world in a sense. And then Universal, they're just like, this is a theme park. There are regular police
Here's some
officers
stuff.
and security people. Like there's just yeah, like random restaurants and a stand and like blah 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 blah. So on the menu, I noticed, and this is not like a. This is a menu that has clearly been circulating for some time. This isn't like a new menu.
This
or
wasn't
anything.
seasonal.
Yeah, this is a part of your thing. I noticed a very important typo on the menu.
Oh, did they spell menu wrong?
No, they the price of the conch fritters instead of a decimal, they had the number 6, and so it looked like it was $20,000.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah, $2,625 or something for conch fritters, and I was like, well, I'm gonna get the conch fritters, but I made sure I told the staff, I was like, this is a typo, right? Just making sure. Like, I just want to make sure I'm not like literally bankrupting myself.
I mean, it would almost be worth it to see how good those fucking fritters are.
No. Not after Europea. not making that choice again. Anyway.
Cock fritters.
Yeah, I know, right? Dougie.
Dougie, kill it.
Dig. Oh, come on! I shot you.
Really
I shot you.
gotta kill.
I
I
shot
gotta
you,
kill
idiot.
the shit out of you.
I shot you.
You too.
Am I gonna die from dog?
Oh, die from dogs?
I actually got shot.
From dumb dogs?
I got shot.
You better have gotten shot. Imagine dying from dumb dogs.
Inverted arrow. Did I get the cheeseburger in paradise? You bet your ass I got the cheeseburger in paradise.
Yes.
We got the conch fritters and the cheeseburger in paradise. The fritters were not bad. The cheeseburger in paradise might be it's the worst burger I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow.
Literally, I'm not an exaggeration.
Wow.
The well, so
You want me to tell you the worst burger I've ever had in my life? Because I'm also sad about where I got mine.
I lasted a long time.
Good job. Worst burger I ever had, WWF New York.
Oh.
When they owned a restaurant in Times Square.
Okay.
It was raw.
Oh.
Yeah. Bad burger. Don't do it raw.
Well, so we they asked us how we wanted our burger,
Which
'cause we're in America.
I always forget, and I'm always thrown whenever I go to the States and they ask me how I want my burger done. Because
Yeah.
that is not a thing in Canada.
And it also kind of implies a level of quality, because you would
Yes.
hope that there's some safety standard or regulation where if a restaurant is gonna, be gross, that they're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You would hope.
Yeah.
I mean, that there would be some sort of regulation in your first world country like that. But
US
so
is great at
I thought
regulation.
that there was like a level that it implied like a level of quality and or care if they ask you how you want your burger.
Was
'Cause
this
they
a
don't do that at
classic mistake?
McDonald's.
They
you know?
don't. That's true.
They don't do that. So I'm at Jimmy Buffett's. My man Jimmy.
JB. JB Smooth.
And they asked us how we wanted it, and my boyfriend said medium rare. I'm like, okay, that's fair. Wow, okay, I gotta heal myself as I go, or dodge better. We get the burger. The fries taste like they've been frozen for 3 years. Like, they were legitimately like
Oh, boy.
dry and chewy and hard to eat. It was like,
That's rough.
these are like, you can't have made this within the past year for sure. Like 100%. Like, it's not possible. Like, what are these made of? Like, I don't know what it was. It was like the most disgusting. Yeah, I would say the worst fries I've ever had too. I can't
Damn.
think of worse fries I've had.
And like when that it's a signature menu.
I was about to
item.
say, it had a special it
It's
had a
got the
border
star
on the
beside
menu.
it.
Yeah, it was like this is the song. people are gonna get this. Like you'd
This is the song.
you'd think that
Come on.
it was, fucking Cheeseburger in Paradise, not Cheeseburger in Auschwitz.
Those actually aren't bad. You try it before you judge it.
Okay.
At Nuremberg. Boom. Great joke.
Nuremberger.
Nice. And he tagged it, kids. That's how you do it.
All right, I did it. It used to be good, but it's crazy bad now. Okay, well, whatever happened.
What,
I don't know.
Nuremberg?
Well, so Jimmy Buffett's greatest fan, inverted arrow, insists that the burger used to be good. Which happens to some restaurants. They,
Sure.
drop in quality. But whatever. I went recently, and that's what it was. So we got the burger and the conch fritters to share.
Mm-hmm.
And so the burger coming in, one thing, I was like, okay, I'll cut it in half. And then as I'm cutting it with the knife, it's essentially just like
Oh, boy.
dissolving like a powder. Like the bun is like, like pills that you're supposed to dissolve under your tongue. Like if you broke
Yeah.
that in half and the powder goes everywhere.
That's the
because it's just
bun.
made out. That was the bun, and it was like, and I was like, whoa! It's like sawdust, like just spraying out of it just from
Oh,
like
boy.
me using like a butter knife. It was like I was using a power tool.
That's rough.
And we get the cross section, and it's like, wow, there's like spots of the burger that are well done and spots that are undercooked. Like you can see
Ooh.
like distinctly pink here, distinctly brown there. Like, this is like the most unevenly cooked burger ever. And I took a bite of the most cooked spot because no way was I gonna fuck with the whatever their version of rare was. I was like, okay, we made a mistake by trying to get anything other than well done here, obviously. And it was genuinely fucking disgusting. It was nauseating. I felt like I was like, we were hungry a little, but we're not doing this. Like the conch fritters were fine, but it was one of those situations where it's like, okay, we didn't really have a meal. We're gonna have to find another place. Like we're not gonna order another thing here. We're gonna go. Like this is.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What's it? He was most of the way dead already.
Yeah, he was disabled. I saved him. Yeah. So, yeah, that was it was. I legitimately worst burger, worst fries I've ever had in my entire life.
So I think the lesson is, don't get the cheeseburger in Paradise at Margaritaville, and don't get the margarita at Cheeseburger in Paradise. Separate but equal.
Yeah.
Keep them separated. The Offspring taught us that.
So we make our way to the other Universal Park, whichever, the one across the way, we should say. I could probably just...
And they don't even give you a free brownie.
And, is there a vehicle I can just take? Can
Can I just
I
murder all
take
these
your
people and
vehicle?
take this? Commandeer. I need a commandeer button in my life.
come in deer?
Come in deer.
Yeah.
Press X and then boom. You're busting in Bambi.
Mm-hmm. So we go between parks, and there was, in the hub area between the parks, there was a drink stand that let us do 3 drinks between 2 people, which was nice.
Good.
And, oopsie. But it was very expensive. It was, like, stupid expensive. It was, like, $41 US for 3 drinks, and it was like,
Okay.
And they weren't, they were fine, but it was
Right.
like, not huge in volume. What was weird also is the music choices. So in between parks, there's like speakers playing music, and it
Right.
was like songs from like 2003. It was like really weirdly retro. It was like, again, feels like weirdly outdated. And you can just tell, like, these aren't themed for any licensed property film or like any of the rides. This is just owned by Universal Music Group.
Right.
And they just haven't updated the playlist because why would they
course.
pay
Why-
someone
who's
to
got the
do
time?
something like that? Because they just don't want to spend money on this theme park. They don't want to update anything if they don't have to. Bob Universal is just very stubborn. We we went on the Simpsons ride.
Yeah.
They played a video before the ride. And much like we kind of tried to play the Simpsons game for like a little bit and then realized, oh wait, it's like kind of newish Simpsons and it was kind of not funny. That's basically how the intro went. Was just like, these jokes are really lame. And, you know, it's like I wish it was the old Simpsons.
Yeah. Conan O'Brien and Dana Gould are not writing these.
How do I get there? I'm going the wrong way. Shut up. Anyway, it was another one of those like virtual, like sit in a thing, it moves around, you're looking at a screen.
Yeah.
It's 3D, it makes you think you're falling, but they're just tilting you forward.
It's a dirty trick is what it is. Yeah,
I mean, but yeah.
Did that in LA.
It was a trippy and weird and fun ride.
I remember
I kind of enjoying it.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed it, yeah. It was like the trippy nature to it. It was absurd enough that it was kind of fun.
Was there spray? There was spray in the LA one.
I don't remember.
There was a water aspect to it.
Was it not your spray?
Oh, maybe it was my spray. I'll let you know what. Have to go back and check.
I like how there's people complaining about my driving, like in the vehicle.
How's my driving? Call 1-800-EAT-SHIT. Am I right?
Yeah. Whatever, bros. I'm just gonna drive this off a cliff. These guys suck.
Perfect.
Why do you betray us?
Question we are asked all too often.
Oh, they're mad at me now.
They're pissed. Could be because you betrayed them and blew them and their car up.
They disappeared from the radar. I think we're fine. Okay. All right. Yeah. Next ride, Universal. Men in Black, and I totally did this when I was a kid. I remember doing it. Very retro again.
Oh, it wasn't updated for Men in Black International?
Yeah. It had some old Will Smith in the videos and stuff. Is this just a cave, or can I pass through here?
Younger, not as mentally broken Will Smith. Still a little bit, but not as bad.
Oh, my loot sack is full. Fuck. Crafting. Let me just do this quick.
White man visits island, steals car from natives, proceeds to run over natives with same car, then throws grenades at them. This is why decolonization is so important, guys.
Arrow quiver. I can store more arrows.
Sick. You're an arrow guy.
Because I got the bears. It says I have one and I need one. Why can't I... Why? Oh, is it because it's taking up more space in my inventory or something?
Already own it?
No, but I can store more than one arrow. I just have to drop some shit or sell it or something. Just give me a second here. Discard, I guess. Discard. Can I sort by value, maybe? All right. And then how do I craft a larger rucksack again? Just 1 second here.
I like the word rucksack. Big fan. It's got a European feel to it that I like.
It says have 4, need 1. How come I can't craft it?
Well, that's a fair question. And one I refuse to answer.
Undying. So I literally have to just keep progressing in the quest to get the Undying Bear to do that. So I have missing arrows. Oh, I need an arrow to do it too. Okay, whatever. Am I falling? Oh. Well, I'm gonna die here.
We're all gonna die here.
Nope. Come on. Yeah, Men in Black. Again, feels ancient. But you're going around and there's like, I don't know, like it's a real physical space and animatronics and basically just a bunch of random alien looking things, and you get like a little laser tag pistol.
Cool.
And you shoot it, and it's literally, when I say laser tag, I mean it is laser tag.
Okay.
And so sometimes it doesn't register and you just have to keep hitting it until you hear that noise or whatever.
Good.
And it counts your points by the end of it, which is cool, and you can, you know, if you're in a group or whatever, you can be competitive about it. Why don't I just teleport to somewhere where I can do my inventory management? Why don't I do that? Aren't I pretty close to the cargo dump? Buck. I'm just gonna teleport here. So yeah, that was very incredibly dated. And yeah, the laser tag thing was just, it didn't work properly. You had to like do it multiple times. We and then just like in the park of Universal Studios, it's just like they would still play just like weird music choices. Like Carlos Santana played at one point. It was like
Smooth featuring Rob Thomas?
you know, one of the older ones. Yeah, I don't remember how old that one is actually, but
2000.
okay, well maybe that was it.
Or do you mean like 70s Santana?
No, I mean like around 2000.
Then probably Smooth featuring Rob Thomas. Or Maria Maria. That's a good one too. Liberating the outposts unlocks side quests that lead to getting the skin you need for the final upgrade to the rucksack.
It's side quests?
Yes.
But I thought it said main quest.
Tough shit. Ugh, vomit.
Oops. Path of the Hunter quest. So I need to do all of the outposts to unlock the side quest? Or which ones do I need to do? How many? Is there a number I need to do, or is there specific ones, or all of them?
Great question.
All right, what?
It's a specific one. Which specific ones, if you were to say?
Yeah, can you tell me?
We're checking. Which skin do you need? Is it like the unkillable bear, undying bear? Which seems like something that's gonna be hard to kill, but whatever. I think undying bear. I don't know. You tell me. You're the one who's played this 12,000 times.
Oh, I can fit 10 total special
why.
arrows, not 10 of each.
That's
okay,
why.
whatever.
Good question, Adil. I feel like Okada's too boring to just have.
What's the name of the item I used? What? What do you mean? I need. Oh, sorry. It's the the special loot rucksack. It's the extended rucksack.
Night laser.
Ingredient found in Path of the Hunter quest. So you could search how to activate Path of the Hunter quest.
Seems like a
Far Cry
good way to
3.
go.
Hey Sal.
Hey Sal.
So throughout this entire stream that we've been doing for like 4 hours now, I've been talking about my vacation trip, you know, and I've been saying like, oh, talk about this part of it, and then I'll be like, oh, pay attention to the game again, and then talk about it, and then game again, and blah blah blah. If you wanted, I mean, I would recommend, you could just cut out all the parts in between where I'm not talking about that specifically, and make a video for the highlights channel. I'm still talking about it. It would be very long. Maybe you could break it into different sections. Like, because one, I'm talking about, being in Montreal, and then this, like, I don't know. Sickab will be ordering food at some point. I don't know when. I should text my cousin and see if I think he'll probably not be hungry. I'll just message him because he's showing up later. I'll see what he says. And Cradle Grad
Cradle gas.
and Sal. Once you oh, Axel's here. I will leave Gael to answer the door. Once you once you trim all of it down, let me know, because I have a bunch of photos and videos that I took that I think would be great to just like overlay to show, because I talk about like a specific food item and I took a picture of like everything that I got, and so you could just add the picture when it happens. However, there are going to be some photos and videos that have my boyfriend's face in it, and we don't want that on the internet. So I would request that during that part of the editing, if you're interested in doing that, that you don't stream that part, and that you make sure to censor his face before doing any streaming. Or like, you can stream the whole trimming of this whole thing, but once we get, if you want to include I would like to just send you photos and videos to include, because I think that would be cool. It would make for a good video. But yeah, you would just want to make sure anything with my boyfriend's face in it is like censored, because sometimes I'll like take a video of like a food and then like tilt it up and be like, oh, and it's like there at the end of the shot. So I would just want to, if you could censor in Photoshop offline, and then some of the video you could just cut before it shows his face on one of them or something. That'd be great. Thank you. Remind me to send you those later, but before you even get to that part, you can do the whole trimming of the stream before that point anyway. But yeah, it'd be awesome. It's a very lengthy story of my vacation, so there can be
sordid tale.
Plenty of ad breaks to be found in here. I would just request that, even if there's only like some parts where it's like 15 seconds of me going back to the game and concentrating on an enemy, I would just request you like cut that part out and make it as like succinct as possible. I'm going to take a break. I think we can order food. Matt says he's on his way back and we can order without him anyway. They just ate. He's bringing us some spring rolls apparently.
I'm more of an autumn roll guy, but whatever.
Okay. And I will continue my vacation story soon. Let's figure out what we want to do for food. BRB.